ladies and gentlemen, I am your version interpreter for your opening intro for the four-letter nerd, brought to you by Hyrule Geek X Unlimited. If you would, sir.
Wow. It's like that, huh? It's just like that. That's great. All right. That's funny. So he's my interpreter, folks, because I didn't feel like doing the opening intro. So, but yeah, thank you, Reggie. Let's bring in some folks that we're going to be doing the show. We are going to be talking our Mount Rushmores of villains of pretty much everything. Doesn't matter the genre and everything like that. But let's bring in Katarina first. Let's bring in the glue. How you doing, Kat?
How are you?
They all made me the host of this week, and I really didn't want to
100% threw you under that host bus, and
20 seconds before we went live, Bergie's the host. God damn it. So I can't goof off in the background while everyone else is being brought in, and I have to bring everybody in. So yes, Kat, how you doing today?
Doing great. How about you?
Nervous right now. Let's see how this all works. Let's bring in the mayhem. We always have to bring in mayhem.
Hi.
Remember, folks, he is the problem. We all know this.
More importantly, he knows it.
Oh, he definitely knows it.
I don't know how I got here. I asked who was the host. Everybody else threw you under the bus, and here you are dragging me.
No, it was me, 100%.
Yo, it was so fast too. I was like, "Who's the host, Bergie?" Like, what? I didn't even get a chance to put my finger in the nose. Like, what? Seriously.
My point is, Bergie, you don't have to drag me to hell with you. Okay,
misery likes company. So I want to be there with my brother. My brother from another mother. You know how it is.
All right.
Let's bring in the Ra Sun God as the last one.
Thank you,
as my interpreter. For the opening intro.
He said he don't like the way it made him be doing that. He don't want to be under the bus.
Look, E, calm down. That is still, I think, one of the best skits I think I've ever seen.
Oh, 100%.
Did that? That was hilarious. I absolutely loved it.
100%. We had Obama in office at the time, and arguably, not to be political, but sometimes you looked at his face when he was talking back to people, and you're like, I know he wants to. And Obama is smart mouth. Let me tell you something. Even if you don't like him, he has a witty mouth. He has the fact that Keenan was like this and out here saying what we thought he was saying. I mean, come on.
But also, I noticed I watched some stuff on that when they were talking about that for Obama, where he would do certain key things, and if he didn't like somebody, he would do this, like he was shaking his eye, but he was giving him the middle finger.
Yes,
he would do certain, things that would like key them out. Like, I didn't like your comment, Dan. He would just do something. Like, that man was brilliant for it, and he did it in live TV. Like, it didn't matter.
Yep.
No F's given.
He brought them to do the interpreter for one of the speeches he has as well. Yes. Yep. So, I mean, you were right, Bergie. You hit it on the head. One of the greatest comedic moments of all time.
Yep. And it came from our president.
All time.
Not SNL, the president. So
listen, I'm with it.
He did one good thing. All right, let's just do it that way.
Oh, shit.
So, as I said earlier in the beginning, we are talking up our Mount Rushmores of villains. And I basically put it up to the whole four-letter nerd, whatever you guys want to do. Like, whether it was cartoons, movies, video games, TV shows, whatever it was, greatest villains of all time. Our Mount Rushmore.
And to my discredit, I did misread everything about that post, and I did the best villains of the 80s Mount Rush.
You know what? You picked the time frame, but you still did the greatest villains, so that's what works. So you know what? I dig it. I'm down to see what it is, because I know last week at the end of the show we talked about that. Mayhem's already kicked out of exclusive club.
5 minutes into the show. You're petty.
Mayhem tries to get kicked out of the club exclusive.
No, I say shit that we're all thinking, Reggie.
You're the only one thinking it.
In a way.
All right, and I'm everybody. I'm every co-host. It's all in me.
That's not how that works.
So with that being said, I think we should let Mayhem go first.
I knew it. Petty LaBelle.
Not.
What? What did you say, Kat?
I said absolutely not, but damn it.
No? You want to go first?
No. Let him go first. But
Okay.
I do want to say
my God.
He and I picked two of the same people.
I knew it was coming
the fact
too.
that he's going first
You
burns me a little bit. However, I did pick another two.
Which we
In a
know,
rush, but I picked another two.
pardon the word, trump his two that were picked on accidental. So I figured you'd
Listen.
be cool, you know?
All right. So listen, I'll say this for everybody. Me and Kat were thinking alike. I generally save my picks till last because I figure with some of the topics I don't want to repeat. And if anything, I can always go back for more. Somehow me and Kat got the same thing. She decided she was gonna choose something else. Kat had whoever the person is first, is all I'm gonna say. Reggie, would you please cue up my
Definitely not,
pictures?
because I came up with mine like 17 minutes ago.
All right, well then there it goes.
I love that our research is 20 minutes before showtime. Crap.
No, Reggie was like, "Did you do your homework?" I'm like, "Homework for what?"
We have a podcast tonight.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, that's why I'm here. Crap.
And what's funny is I'm like, I wonder what the topics are tonight.
Thank God I pinned it in the chat. See, what I do is I generally pin it on the chat and I think of my topics and then I come back to it. Like when we talk about the hear me out, I already got another list. I can't.
I've already thought of some new stuff too. So like,
wait.
See, that homework I had ready for a month.
Is it another thirst list?
With mayhem,
Notice how he says nothing. He says nothing.
He's staying hydrated. He's fine.
No,
He's fine.
Bring up my list, please.
Thirsty, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So originally, when I did the list, I actually did a gag list first because I thought it'd be funny. So, if Reggie, if you'd be so kind,
I was talking with Reggie beforehand. I was trying to think of something too, like the Mount Rushmore of like villains, but I was going to pick like random stuff like Twitter, CNBC, or something like that, and like mess around with stuff just to be a goofball.
We were here,
yeah. But so, you actually did
it because I'm me. 100%. The iceberg in Titanic. Oh my God, the worst villain of them all. Like there were.
It's not a natural phenomenon. Cannot be a villain.
Says who?
Says me.
There are gods that are villains.
Ask the 1,000 people that died, Reggie. I think they'd agree that iceberg is the villain.
Or it could have been the captain that didn't steer away from it because my boat's not going to sink.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the captain's fault. It was just the night and the way the way that it was engineered with it not going all the way up to the ceiling. Had the wall gone all the way up to the ceiling, it wouldn't have sank.
That's true.
Pay me like your French girls, Jack. Anyway, the iceberg, 100% a villain. Next, please. Skynet. What can I say? Literally, do not create this. And I'm granted,
almost on my legit list.
I love it. It's like humanity's stupidity.
That there because literally the first two movies was like, don't create this, and the third one was like, they still created it and it's gonna happen anyway. They've kind of reneged it to push
like it's inevitable,
right? But literally, stop doing this.
But humanity is stupid. There's something if you look at a preparation H, like tube.
The warning labels
says do not take orally. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Reggie. Humanity, stupidity.
But
okay?
Every time there's any kind of like worldwide or nationwide outage of some sort or some kind of technical listening, that my initial thought is like, oh, Skynet.
Yes. AI right now. I mean, granted, calling a corporation and getting that little the IVR, whatever's like, please press 1. It's stupid. I mean, come on.
How many bots have been created and then immediately turned off because the AI went full nuclear?
They went full far right. They're like, oh, hey, look, we hate these people and those people and these people should die. They said, whoa. No, not that part of the internet. Not that part of the internet.
Kind of reminds me of Ultron. Tony Stark fans, bastards.
Anyway, like, oh, you guys are trash. Die.
All of them, and Tony Stark.
I mean, even Matthew Broderick in the '80s was warning us from a game of chess.
There you go. All right, so next one, please. Wayland Yutani, humanity's greed. This man just doesn't understand. No, like literally, so many. Think about it, right? And I know the alien mythos is still being brought out and still being developed, but every time he's tried to capture any of these aliens alive, things have gone to pot. Shit has gone to hell. And he's just like, nah, I'll just put myself in stasis. Let's try it again. And had his own android kill him. Boom. So Weyland Yutani as a corporation, Weyland Yutani as the people, as the family, trash. Ta-da-da, trash. Next, please.
Well,
Why Mary Jane?
I was like,
Exactly,
what
Mary
do you
Jane.
got against her?
What happened?
Kirsten Dunst is arguably an icon, a gem in the acting world. Arguably. Take it up. I got no problem with Kirsten Dunst, the actress.
How about
Mary
we
Jane?
about to fight if you did. I was like, damn.
No, she fine. She
Okay.
fine by me. She fine by me. But Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movies, you know he's Spider-Man. Why are you breaking up with him? You figured it out. What's going on, baby? The villain.
Because
The
she
villain.
should have gotten out of the way so the little Russian girl could have had Peter.
Right. Right. So every iteration to an extent of Mary Jane is probably the villain because they all figure out he's Spider-Man and they still give him hell. So I'm just like, yo.
Tom Holland. His MJ sticks by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Just lost your memory.
Yeah. So, this was my gag reel. Screw you, Mary Jane, Weyland Yutani, Skynet, and the icebergs. You guys ain't shit. On to my actual list, which I think you guys would appreciate. Oh my God. This man. So I did movies, series, I think animation and anime. So Antoine, I believe Chigori by Javier Badman, played the actor, was an amazing specimen, was an amazing villain to watch on screen. Okay, I've never felt more afraid. And it's not even that I believe this character exists in real life. It's running into somebody like him while also like deciding, I thought the main character, I forgot his name, was going to survive. I was hoping for him to survive. This man on screen was an unstoppable force. And I loved it. And I love his acting was amazing. Javier, excuse me, I said his name wrong. Javier Bardem.
What movie was he from? What was this from?
No Country for
Old Men.
Yep.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet. I gotta watch.
Oh my
that.
God, you are missing
really
out.
good.
Really do.
Anton
Really do.
Chigurh is so amazing. This man was a menace. Okay, I want to go to my next one, but this was amazing. He made number one immediately when I thought of this villain. My next villain.
That was one of our shared ones, by the way.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Then yeah, I think that's fair. Gus Fring, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Now, Breaking Bad, arguably, I think had bad writing at some point, but this man as a villain in a TV series was consistent. His don't give a I don't want to say don't give a shit attitude. He was like, we're gonna do a logical approach, and I'm still gonna kill you, but I'm gonna get my ass out of this. This man was heartless. This man was cold-hearted. He was smart. Oh my God. This man was everything. And I think, honestly, if I could be so bold to say, he was a wasted villain. He did his job and then some, but I think he deserved to be in another show, or at least better writing. Either way, he killed it.
He did. He was in The Mandalorian.
Yep.
So, what's his name? Giancarlo Esposito. Hopefully I say that right.
Giancarlo Esposito
is an amazing actor, and he brought Gus to life. If you haven't watched Breaking Bad, watch it. It's slow, but it's worth it. The payout towards the end is great. The beginning is great. The middle, it's like a wish sandwich. I don't know what to tell you. Next, Frieza. Okay, this is from anime. Even if you don't watch anime, even if you only know of Dragon Ball Z, you know of Frieza, okay? This was the villain growing up for us, okay? He's a jerk, arguably racist against Saiyans, okay? He keeps calling them monkeys. And then, he was just a bad villain. He killed everybody and did not give two fucks. My daughter's sleeping, so I can say that. He didn't give two fucks. He didn't give two flying fucks. And I felt like he's such an iconic villain that if we're going to include anime and animation and such, he deserves to be on a Mount Rushmore of villains. Now, for some of you who are probably screaming at the screen, talk about he's not the worst villain. I know there's worse villains than him, and arguably some iconic. But I didn't want to go that dark. I kept it to Frieza.
I mean, he wiped out an entire,
multiple planets,
races.
Multiple planets.
You don't want to fall in line. Dead. Moving on.
He got the okay to literally kill a planet full of Saiyans from the God of Destruction.
Yep. Because the God of Destruction wants to take a nap.
So I Just wanted to throw that out there. Next on my list is an honorary. This is my honorary mention. Now, if you haven't seen Inglourious Bastards, I would tell you to definitely do it.
Love this movie.
Hans Landa, what's his name? Played by Christopher Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. Yep.
Okay. Christoph Waltz. Excuse me. I said Christopher. Excuse me, Mr. Waltz. I apologize. This man embodied evil every time that he was on the screen. Like you literally said, he's on the screen, somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna die. And arguably, I put him as an honorary because the movie's kind of made in such a funny way, I guess, to deter from the killing, the evil message, you know, and all that good stuff.
But it was still pretty gruesome.
It was still pretty gruesome. I want to give you that. So,
fun fact about the movie: this is a movie that is an actual movie from Tarantino's movieverse. So the people in Pulp Fiction watch this movie, and that's why they're also hyper violent, because this is the entertainment that they were given, and all the movies follow suit of this movie.
I get it. Yeah. So, man, this guy was everything. Christoph Waltz killed it. All right.
That was our other
honorary.
Okay. It wasn't my honorary. He was one of my 4, but yeah.
Listen, the guys we pick are scary. I have one more person that's actually evil, and I have no regrets. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my 80s. That's my 80s. Where's the other one?
Did you send me another one? I don't think you sent me another one.
All right, so it's not here, but it was Scar from The Lion King. That was my 4th member. Listen, hold on, let me see. On my end, Reggie, it went through, so I got nothing. So Scar from The Lion King, you know, The Lion King's pretty much based off The King and I and Hamlet, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, the man literally did a coup, killed his brother, forced his nephew to watch his dad die in front of him, and then tried to kill his nephew and ran him out. Also had hyenas marching like Nazis. Great song, by the way. Just saying.
Well, I don't know. That whole Mufasa movie might retcon all that, so who knows?
Yeah, right? I know. I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing that because it looks pretty dope. I don't know about the accents. We'll see how that works, but I'm still looking forward to it nonetheless.
I kind of want to see it because I want to see how much they retcon of that whole story from the original.
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of people are saying is because the way they're retconning it, they're trying to make you feel bad for Scar after the fact.
Yeah, like Mufasa was the actual villain.
Well, like they did with Cruella and Maleficent. It's a thing that they're doing.
I'll say this. We've entered the stage. We've been here for some time that I called years ago. We're going to enter a stage where the villain is more interesting than the hero.
A good guy.
Right. And
the villain has always been more interesting. That's why people love Darth Vader.
Oof. And then, of course, since that's being said, you saw my 80s villain, which was Jack Nicholson. I think he was the best 80s villain of all time, arguably tied with Darth Vader. And the only reason why I gave it to Jack Nicholson was only because I felt like they developed Jack Nicholson's character and then gave us, obviously, what's his name? I can't remember him. In The Dark Knight, the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Heath Ledger.
Thank you very much. And honestly, I think Heath Ledger's Joker was better than Jack Nicholson's, but they were great either which way you slice it.
Oh, they're two of the best iconic ones, I think.
Yeah, 100%. The only difference I think for me is that Heath Ledger made you forget that there was a Batman. Like we were all watching Joker. But still, either which way, there's no wrong answer here.
I also was going to say, I also think when Nicholson did his, he kind of referenced back to the original 66 Batman, Cesar Romero style with like the way he did it with that whimsical style.
Yeah.
And then you have Heath Ledger who went psycho. And he went, yep, that's the way I'm going. And but when you think about the Joker, those are the two main ones that everyone always mentions.
I hope we get to talk about the Penguin because recently that iteration of villain was amazing. And I love what they're doing with these villains. I understand. But these were my Mount Rushmore of villains, my 80s villain, my gag Rushmore villains. I hope you like it. Please give me a 10. On to you, Reginald.
I'll wait till we grade some stuff until we see other people just yet. But you're working in a high 7, maybe an 8.
Petty LaBelle. Oh my God.
I can't hit those high
you
notes.
Act like
so
you
I'm
don't
sorry.
deserve it though.
I know, right?
I don't know. I think
comes out with the Titanic. Like, come on now, an iceberg. Right.
It was a gag. It was a gag.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to do it too, but I just didn't. Beat me to it, you bastard. All right, I want to go with Reggie next. Let's see what Reggie has. I'm intrigued to see Reggie's 80s villains list here.
All right, so this is where Bridge and I were on the same wavelength here on our end. We both literally grabbed a picture of Mount Rushmore and put villains' faces over it.
I do love that we did that. It's awesome.
I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, yeah. But I did mine a little bit differently because, as you know, the graphics guy, I can embellish mine a little bit. And I'm like, I'm going to embellish this week. So I embellished.
Typical Reggie.
So here we go. This is my Mount Rushmore of 1980s villains from cartoons, TV shows, movies, and something else. I don't remember. We're going to find out. Let's roll.
Sally Jesse Raphael's on that, isn't she?
So first up is Lord Serpentor from G.I. Joe. And if you don't know who Serpentor is, you had a very bad childhood, and I am sorry. Anyway, so what this is Serpentor was the ultimate bad guy made by the forces of Cobra to go against G.I. Joe. But unbeknownst to Cobra, that seed was planted by the members of Cobra La, the original take over the planet bad guys where Cobra Commander came from, a race of snake people. And they're like, Cobra Commander, you're too bumbling and crazy and sound like Starscream. You got to go. And so they made Serpentor. Serpentor came out and he's like, yeah, I'm going to run this. And when Serpentor first came out, he ran that. G.I. Joe was running scared because they didn't have an answer for it. Because according to what Dr. Mindbender says, he is the culmination of the DNA of Napoleon, Julius Caesar, Hannibal, and Attila the Hun, all rolled into one. And when he first came out, yeah, that was him. And then you realize, like, all right, he is the one. And the only reason Cobra didn't take over as well as they should have with him in charge is because Cobra Commander kept undercutting him, just like Starscream.
He still couldn't handle a man in a sailor uniform. So, that's why.
What?
Shipwreck.
You know what? You're right. You got it.
Just saying. But he was one of the coldest villains of his time. Absolutely irredeemable.
Okay.
And that's why I like him. Next up.
We're watching a slideshow.
Yes, you are. It's a video. It's not a look at the movement. This is Dr. Wiley's moment.
He missed it,
but we're back now. He is irredeemable. Why?
He even put his own name on it. Like somebody's gonna take his video.
Right? Yes, I did.
I stamped it.
I was trying to hold my face. I could not. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please.
Don't be haters. It's okay.
We're not.
Next up is Dr. Wiley. This man is a certified genius. Him and his best friend decided, let's make robots for the betterment of mankind. But Wiley said, wait a minute. How about I make robots for the betterment of me? What about me? I don't get paid. I don't get the limelight like you do, Dr. Light. It's even in your name. You get the light. I'm in the darkness. Nobody looks at me. I'm going to take the robots we made, and I'm going to turn them on everybody. You can't do nothing to stop me except make that small blue guy that's going to blow them all up. But the man is a certified genius. He overtakes robots that he already made with his best friends. He makes little escape pods like Dr. Robotnik to get out of any and all situations. Man built a castle out of random scrap somewhere in the random parts of the city. And he never dies, and he always finds a way back like a cockroach.
Super fighting robot. Mega Man. Okay.
For you young folks, there was a Mega Man cartoon, and that was part of the intro. And then he got put on Captain N, the Game Master.
Yes.
Good times.
Good times. And then up next, we've got Car. Because, bro, what happens when your kind of sort of twin brother gets mad at you and wants to take your spot? Guess what? Y'all are going to crash into each other in the air and shoot lasers at each other all day long until only one of you is left. And look, this Car
That unlocked a core
thing,
memory.
AI. He beat his brother twice. It took
they were only in like 4 episodes.
He still beat his brother twice. Kit had to be rebuilt 2 different times after meeting his brother.
It's true.
He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take you out." Boom, drove through him, blew him up. This is the second time, gonna jump at each other, blew him up again. They're like, "All right, we got to make Kit stronger," and they just had to go make him stronger the third time to make him just to be able to take out his brother. And I mean, yeah, he's irredeemable. He was like, "I'm the smartest thing on this planet. Why am I gonna listen to anybody? I'm gonna subjugate all of you." Didn't work out in his favor though.
But he was a car.
He was a car.
Also,
he didn't need a driver, but he did need humans to help him with stuff, and that was a bit of his downfall.
I mean, it's tough to do their own.
You know what I
change.
always wondered?
Yeah.
What?
If he ran on gas, who pumped his gas for him?
Right?
Or change his oil, put air in his tires.
Right?
If he stubs his toe, does he get like a flat tire?
I hate you all of you.
If he has no windshield washer fluid, is he not crying? Like,
Right. Or
Can he not see?
How does he see? Is he looking through the windshield, the headlights, the little whoosh whoosh visor?
throw a little mud on him, you know?
I'm sorry, the little what?
Do a little whoosh whoosh visor.
Cat, please
Sorry.
save us.
Sorry.
Save us. Please.
Her
The
time will
glue.
come next.
I got nothing. He told Reggie to go next. That's your host.
No, sir, don't try to get in my way. Don't get in my way. This is my time.
I will say this. This is your time. But this is so far a really good 80s list.
Oh,
know what
God,
I'm saying? Good.
It's like the C list of evil villains in a way.
C list.
Damn.
60.
They're not
That's a
even
6.
B list. They're C list. Damn. That's okay.
Far.
My last pick will bring it all back. Even though we've already seen this person, that's okay. It's gonna bring it all around back. Because look, it's Jack Nicholson's Joker. Come on. There's no way that there's gonna be anyone else from film.
Fair
It's
enough.
Jack Nicholson. Because that was the Joker. He got the silliness, he got the darkness, he got the gang boss. That's the Joker. You put all 3 of those things together, that's the Joker. Guess what 3 things that Jack Nicholson put together? Those 3 things. Like, bro, like, if I had less morals, I would have been Bob's right-hand man. Because I would have been in there like, yo, this dude's going places. We got to go. Apparently, Mayhem had to go. But, look, if you haven't seen Batman 89, go watch Batman 89. Go watch this man put on one hell of a show as the Joker. Because next to Keaton's Batman, spectacular.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Right? Dude, how many people were saying that from 1990 on?
I was gonna say they're still saying it now.
Yeah, they're still saying it now.
Exactly. Because I say it. So every now and again, it's like, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I asked that of all my friends. It's like, bro, where does he get such wonderful toys?
That one I say quite a bit.
She does.
I say that when I look at the toys in different places, like when I'm at a con. Cannot lie.
Best time.
Lie.
I'm gonna mind my business. Cat shit.
Yes,
I know,
my love.
you ate shit for that. I know exactly why we're laughing. We'll talk about this afterwards. That said,
I know what you're talking about.
exactly.
So I know Reggie did his 80s villains. Who was supposed to be your 80s one-off villain that we were supposed to announce?
Yeah,
because it was supposed to be the
yeah,
greatest.
because Mayhem already did his.
80s villain.
Yes. And so
who's your greatest 80s villain?
Yeah,
that would be this man here, Mr. Frederick Krueger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because, bro,
Okay.
he was a bad man. They murdered him. He became a bad dream demon. Like, he's like, nah, your kids ain't safe. You ain't safe. I'm taking everybody to hell with me. And he did his best to take everyone to hell with him.
Spawned.
So this is one of those
movies.
cases where it's not a good idea to meet your heroes. Not that he was a hero, but the actor who plays Freddy Krueger, we've had at the show several times. And now that I've met him and had to like help manage his lines, and this is a wonderful and also like a really inconvenient thing about the actor who plays Freddy Krueger is that he wants to give everyone that comes up a really wonderful experience, but that means his line moves very, very slowly. And it
Tragically
can,
slow.
tragically slow, and it can lead to like, raised blood pressure, people in the line and some tension and stuff. But having met him, and he's a delightful person, right, Bridget? He's like such a nice guy. I can't watch these movies at all.
I know. I told him that one time, I think in one of our New York shows that we did, I sat there and I was like, man, as a kid growing up, like you used to petrify the shit out of me. Yep. And now I'm sitting here having a conversation with you about like, I think it was tacos or something, because he was talking to the chef at the venue that we were at about the guy's tacos and how they were the best tacos he ever had. And he was 30 minutes and I'm having a conversation with this guy and I'm just like, I feel like you're like the great fun uncle that just had a bad rep that no one like messed with because you were scary.
Listen,
and then like I tried to watch, I think Freddy versus Jason, and I was like, no, like, I can't even.
Robert,
like, I can't take
it was Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, but like even just like I can't separate the actor from the role anymore. So like I can't watch those movies.
Robert Englund is a jewel, okay? So shout out to y'all. Shout out to Reggie. Your list of 80s villains, I think, is great. But you failed the main composition, so I don't know what to tell you. So I don't think you should be scoring. Anyway.
Wow, good thing you're not the host.
I know, right? It's a good thing I'm the host.
Damn.
Keep it up. It's going down, Mayhem.
Virgie, don't make me slip this finger, okay? I got the button today. I got the button.
All right. With that being said, I am dying to hear what the glue has to say with her villains, because we know
I have to say
she got a little sassiness with them, and I just know she does.
I don't know because, like I said, I had to like rapid fire do them and then find out that half of my choices were already taken, so I had to find another two. But yeah, I'm ready to go if you are.
All right.
In no particular order. Oh no, we're skipping over these.
Oh, we're skipping. All right, we're skipping.
Hey, look, like he already picked those two, so like we're moving on.
Which are excellent
those
choices,
those are no longer on mine. So I picked the Borg Queen, or just the Borg in general, because to me the Borg is an unstoppable force. That there's no logic rules everything, and this is kind of like what we get with AI or with any kind of like robot android kind of thing, where they're devoid of any like emotion. There is no reasoning with someone who's already got the logic figured out, and they don't even kill you.
Right.
They just absorb you, and you become part of this collective, and you no longer have free will. You no longer have free thought. Everybody shares in everybody's psyche and consciousness, but you have no control over it. You all answer to her, to the Borg Queen. And I think that is like more frightening than death, and that's what makes them a more tougher villain, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't think she shared everything, because she had love for Locotus or whatever Picard.
That was a choice that was made because they were too OP, and so they had to give them a weakness, and it was corny. So, but like that's what happens a lot of times with villains. They're so powerful, and then it's just something dumb that ends up like her being horny for freaking.
It wanted his motherboard.
I like it when you're plugged into the mainframe, Locutus. Come back.
His hard drive.
Like her having a hard on for Jean-Luc Picard is what brought her down. Like that does not make any fucking sense. So
I mean, it's Jean-Luc Picard, all right? Come on.
I know it's Jean-Luc Picard, and I still say I don't get it.
It's a British accent with that T.
Also, if you're worried, you should definitely check out anime. Writers always write themselves into a corner, as well as comics, and then they have to figure out a stupid way to get out. And
that's like what happened with Scarlet Witch in the
Multiverse of Madness.
Thank you. Like I don't understand why I'm having such a hard time with words, but yes, like it's dumb, and then you're like, really? This is your fault. You set yourself up. Words are difficult today. So that's definitely one of my Mount Rushmores.
Fair enough.
What now, Jessica?
Oh, Mr. Purple.
I think it's a great choice.
Yeah.
A psychopath can control your mind. Feels like he's like narcissistic, love bombing, abuse, like everything that you can think of, manipulation, and you have no control over yourself. And I think I'm just realizing now that maybe it's a running theme for me, but not being able to, well, and people know this about me. Like, I don't really drink and I won't take medicine, especially like stronger versions of medicine. The most I'll take is either like a naproxen or an ibuprofen, because I do not like ever feeling like I'm not in full control of myself.
Okay.
So villains like this, where they're taking your free will and you're like, I know what he's making me do and I don't want to do it, but I have no control over that, is way more frightening to me than something that's going to kill me, because then I'm dead and I'm done. Like this is suffering on a different kind of level. So that
if you survive this, you're gonna have to live with it.
Right. And that's what Jessica Jones had to do.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I threw your wife in front of a bus. I'm sorry.
So, and that, I think that's what makes him such an incredible villain. And he plays it so beautifully.
Agreed.
Everything that he's in, he does. David Tennant is, if we're the Mount Rushmore of best like character actors, that's him.
Fair enough.
I still like that he's Scrooge McDuck in the new Disney.
He was the worst. Straight trauma. Agreed.
Yep.
Straight up.
Okay.
And so this
to
is John Lithgow in
From
Dexter.
Dexter. Ooh. You know what?
I was like, Third Rock from the Sun, really?
No,
I love that show.
Trinity Killer.
Well, he wasn't a villain in that. He was hilarious.
No.
in that.
Trinity Killer. Go ahead, Kat. Go ahead.
Yep.
So he plays the Trinity Killer, thank you, Mayhem, in Dexter, and he is absolutely fucking diabolical. He makes, like, one of his opening scenes is this woman that he has in this warehouse on the second floor, and like on the top floor of this warehouse, and she's saying, so if I do this, my family lives. And he says, yes, I promise you I won't hurt your family. So she jumps off. He doesn't have to touch her. He doesn't do anything to her. She jumps off this building to save her family, because that's the kind of killer that he is. He coerces and sets things up, and he's the only villain that really truly got one up on Dexter. And I don't want to spoil it, even though it's been out for a while, but
yes,
his like opus is masterful and devastating and changes the trajectory of the show. Like, I don't think it ever hits a pinnacle like that, like it did when he was on the show. And I could never ever look at John Lithgow the same after seeing him in this role. And I need to prepare you all, you do see him bucket naked, so prepare
Full
yourself
frontal
today.
or from the back side?
From the back.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So the
we
guy
see
from the
cheeks every day on
Manhattan
the
Project.
beach.
Look, I watched the Mike Tyson fight. I don't think I can be starting any backside.
All right, so I just want to add on. This is a great pick. I thought about including this. Dexter, the series as a show for me was heartbreaking, because arguably I think Dexter had its best season, the first season out. This is a close second for me. And I understand why everybody loves this one, because let's say Dexter has like 8 seasons. This was like season 5, maybe 4.
Something like that. Like somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle. And the first season was amazing, because technically his brother almost had one up on him too. But we'll go into that another time. This is a great pick. John Lithgow scared a lot of people. It was just, because we all see him from Third Rock from the Sun or whatever, and you don't see that as comedy, right? And then here he is. He plays a great serial killer. If you haven't, definitely take some time out, watch Dexter. It's a above meh series, if you ask me, altogether.
Yeah, altogether.
You know how it ended.
I haven't seen the new stuff.
I haven't
seen
the
original series.
Me neither. I haven't seen the new season as well. But how it ended made more sense once I listened to the director say why he did what he did. But it's still above meh. It had a lot of promise. So you'll have fun. But at some point in time, you'll be like, what? And also, it had a great meme. Surprise, motherfuckers.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Some fries, motherfucker.
All right, motherfuckers.
I do like that one. That is an amazing meme.
That was great.
And the guy that does it,
the first
walking in, does all the different versions of it, is hilarious.
Yes.
I think that was originally on Vine first.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God. You remember Vine? Oh man, I miss
it.
A little. Okay, fair enough.
And then final pick for my Mount Rushmore is Ramsay Bolton.
Yes.
Another stone cold killer. He'll stick his dogs on you. He tortures everybody.
Yes,
he
does.
castrates.
Yes.
What the frick his name is?
Why does he play such great villains all the time?
Psychotic in a way that. So the difference between him and Joffrey, which I think most people would want to pick as the villain, because he's also like a classic psychopath with too much power and spoiled and like beyond redemption, is Joffrey's stupid.
Yes.
This man is not stupid. He's very fucking smart, and that makes him even worse. But ultimately, it's him thinking he's the smartest guy in the room always that ultimately ends up being his downfall. But his run as a villain and what he did to the Starks, especially,
yes,
was unspeakable. And that's hard to say when you have a show full of like really great villains. He really stood out for me because he was just the worst of the worst, like psychotic in a way that his brain is broken, and there was no coming back for that. His comeuppance when it finally happened was so sweet.
Can I just say, everybody had like this weird erection to kill the Starks. It was just weird. Like everybody, with the exception of Khaleesi, like everybody wanted to kill the Starks. And if you haven't watched Game of Thrones,
kill Starks, just not her nephew who she was banging.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna avoid saying that, but yeah, you're right.
How many years? Ain't no more spoilers.
She wanted to kill Sansa on sight.
That is true. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones at this point, I think it's 8 seasons. The first 7 seasons are amazing. The 8th one, we are just like, wow. Like, for instance, remember when winter finally came and we had the battle and everybody was like, why is the TV so dark? But yet the director was like, turn on the brightness. Why didn't you tell us that from before? Like, come on, bro.
Why do I need to adjust my brightness for the show you filmed?
Facts.
I think, and you know what? To an extent, as we get older, there are a lot of things that we take for granted and we want things easier for sure. But at some point in time, if you're making content for us, a little heads up is okay. A little heads up. Like, hey, some dark scenes are coming up. You may want to adjust your brightness. Thank you, HBO. I pay you $15 or so for your content. Thank you very much, you bastards. I mean, but if you want to invite me somewhere, go ahead.
So finally, for my favorite 80s villains, there's so many, right? But when we talked about it originally, it was not like who was the best or like the scariest or whatever. For me, it was like the one who put his whole ussy into his performance.
Let's see that ussy.
And I believe that ussy belongs to Mr. Kurtwood Smith, who played Clarence Boggins. Is it Boggins? What the heck was it?
Boggins, something like that.
Show me that ussy.
Clarence Boddick in RoboCop.
Oh,
Reggie.
I'm kidding it, ma'am.
He had no problem showing his video and his whole name.
He used all of his bandwidth there and his cast.
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
He used all of our budget for his video.
Don't worry about what I do with the budget.
And man had the nerve to show his watermark too. Like, who's gonna take it?
That's right. You don't know.
Oh my God, the guns.
Oh, you pulled up something other than what I sent you.
The guns in RoboCop were just big for no reason. It was just really emphasized.
That's not the one I sent you.
Hold on.
I mean, he's also
it's the same guy, so it doesn't matter. But anyway.
Okay.
Clarence Boddick, RoboCop, he really went all in on this. And it was ridiculous to a certain extent, but he went in a way that the best villains do. And look at him, a scarf. What villain?
It was particularly cold out that morning when he left the house.
It's cold.
But this is what I'm saying. The attention to detail this man, and I did a little bit of digging. He was very involved in how he wanted this man to be. And that's what I think made him so memorable and successful as a villain.
Okay.
He wanted to be somewhere, like, he didn't want to be a tough guy. He didn't want to be like the dumb muscle. He's the smarts. but he's also like an assassin, and he thinks he's so smooth, and he thinks he's so classy, which is why he's wearing like basically a cravat in knit form. And I love that for him, and I love that for us, because RoboCop is still one of my favorite 80s movies of all time. And
seriously,
I don't want to hear anything about it. Okay, argue with the wall. Man,
I didn't say anything. I didn't. You know what I'm waiting for?
Are you with the wall?
I'm not saying anything. I'm waiting for somebody to bring up a particular villain from a particular movie for a particular season that it's not. That's all.
Anyway, and then he goes on to play Red.
Yeah, I was just saying, right? And he played Red in that 70s show.
Yep.
But yeah, so he is my favorite 80s villain. And there were a lot to choose from, and there were ones that felt like they would have been like way too obvious for me to pick. So I wanted to dig a little bit. But RoboCop is one of those films that whenever I see it, that it's on. Doesn't matter if there's 7 minutes left or an hour and 17 minutes left, I'm going to watch it, because I remember watching it on my floral velvet couch with the air conditioner on Channel 9.
Memories.
Yeah.
Our parents were amazing.
They really were.
Especially
mostly because they weren't around.
Back in the day.
Mostly because they left us alone. And we
yeah.
watched things we really shouldn't have been watching at 9 years old. But hey.
It was our cousin's fault. Like, here, we're going to watch a movie. Should I be watching this? I don't think I should be. I'm going to watch it.
Can't even blame the cousins. It was a beta vision and no supervision.
Then you wonder why you didn't sleep for 3 days when you got home. You're not allowed at your cousin's house. They gave you too much sugar. Yeah, we'll get sugar, Mom.
I would like to take the time out to blame my dad on this one. He showed me all 3 films of Candyman at the age of 9. We had VHS tapes.
I was 12 when I saw them. Not a good time for me.
Kat, I'm looking at a solid 8 to 9 on that, for your list.
Oh, look at that stink face. Look at that stink. Look at that.
Even with the character overlap, I still think it was better.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me.
My petty label is showing. All right.
Yeah, that's crazy. What happened to Virgie?
Wow. I was like, we'll get to my list going. All right, whatever. Let's see if I host again.
Man, the amount of money you make from us is crazy.
All right. Let me start with my my honorable mentions. I did do like a Mount Rushmore honorable mentions for my villains, and I went with 80s comic books more of per se. These are my honorable mentions for villains that I thought: Lex Luthor, Kingpin, Norman Osborn, and Galactus. We haven't really seen them in the new Marvel stuff yet, and I'm looking intrigued to see what they're going to do with these guys. But these are my honorable mentions for some of the greatest villains in the comic universe. I think every one of these characters has commanded the comics that they're in, and the carnage and mayhem that they've done is absolutely amazing. And you think about it, 3 of them are just normal humans in a way. One gets a super serum in a way, gets a little crazy, and the other one's basically a god, But I think these are the guys that created a lot of the best storylines that we've seen in the comics. And these are my honorable mentions. So you can imagine what my real ones are.
I just want to say you're starting out at 5. Galactus is not a villain. He is literally a purpose. He has to be there so that way the Celestials don't rise. He's a cause. You don't even know. You're getting a 5 from me. 5.
Can't take him seriously with that helmet. I'm sorry.
I mean, he did give us the Silver Surfer and everybody else. So I know he's not
to help find sustenance.
Hey, most villains are just misunderstood.
Exactly. They think their story is the truth, and they're the good guys in it. Thanos. Just saying,
Crazy.
But let's start with my version of the Mount Rushmore that Reggie stole from me. I'm just saying.
I totally stole it. It was I saw it, and it took me within the 15 minutes of me seeing it, making that entire video.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I could see the production value was high. Don't worry.
Oh,
I really liked how you watermark kept spinning like rims.
Look, I was gonna put the Batman sound in there, but I'm like, I'm probably gonna get that video pulled if I did that.
Right?
If
We don't want to start that way.
You're trying to help Virgie right now. I'd have kicked you out. I would have kicked you out.
Don't kick him out. I need him.
I know.
I mean, you can run the graphics, Mayhem.
I've decided I will not do that. That is diabolical.
Good call. Good call.
Good
Ready
call.
when
We
you
like
are,
that.
Virgie.
Huh?
Ready when you are.
I'm good to go, sir. Number 4 on my list. To me, one of the greatest villains, and I don't know, I view him as a villain. It's Magneto, because of what he tried to do with the genocide of basically normals in a way. He didn't like us normal people because he figured we were going to take out the mutants and the population.
He
called it. He called it.
What?
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. There's a reason why people say Magneto was right. Here it is. People attacked him continuously.
That's true. And but when you're trying to genocide people, I'm just saying it's kind of evil.
I would like to say, remember Friends of Humanity who tried to genocide the human race? I'm sorry, the mutant race.
That's true.
Remember them?
Yeah, no. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, 2 wrongs don't make it right.
But everybody blind. Okay, that's sorry.
Tit for
but
tat.
The biggest villainous thing that he did was that hair. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
In X-Men 97,
those waves, those curls.
Yeah,
he was killing it back.
Those ripping pectoral muscles.
I'm about to say, you see his body though. That man is not even wearing a body shaper. That is him. Okay,
not bad for 70 years old.
Can you zoom in on his legs? What is his leg day like?
Magneto is his stage name, and I don't care what he says. Fabio is his real name.
I'm going to that show either way.
I viewed Magneto as one of the greatest villains in the comic book history because of what happened in the X-Men, and to the fact that they've involved with, what he has had to happen for that, the Avengers, everything. Like, this man's go toe to toe with a lot of people in the Marvel universe, and he still stands the test of time as one of the greatest villains.
See, he's misconfused because what he did was called being proactive, not reactive. Okay, and arguably he's reactive after they killed his family. But you know what? This is the last I'm gonna say about that. This is your list, Virgie. I'm just taking notes.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Reg, let's go to number 3 on my list. I do like the fact that we all went with Jokers, for our villains list because it just speaks volumes. And I chose this particular one because of the crowbar.
Right. We know what he did with that crowbar.
We know what he did with that crowbar.
What the audience called
voted for.
Right.
I don't know who's the true villain here.
Right.
Joker or the human race that voted.
Definitely human race.
To kill a young Robin. Like, come on. But then again, I also look at, what this man had accomplished with the Death in the Family storylines and all the different stuff that he has done. And the Joker is, I think, one of Batman's all-time greatest villains. And I think he stands the test of time across the board on anybody in that. And he's human. And this man has batshit crazy. And he's going against guys that are superhuman in, like, Batman and Superman, and he's going against the Flash. He's going Wonder Woman. Like, he's going toe to toe with some of the greatest heroes of the DC universe. And this, to me, I think this guy is just the ultimate villain for the DC universe.
And Batman just arrests him.
Yeah, just keep throwing him in jail. So who's the truer villain there, Batman or Joker?
Listen,
or
there's
Bruce
a theory.
Wayne who doesn't help his city except for dressing up and beating up old people.
Yeah.
He's not Bruce Wayne. He's Batman. Batman is Bruce Wayne disguised. Supposedly, Arkham Asylum gives money back to the Wayne Foundation. So I'm just saying, every time he puts them in versus kill them, he gets some money back. Also, have you guys seen the Joe DiMaggio Joker Under the Red Hood?
The catch and release program. Got it.
If you guys haven't, check out Under the Red Hood with Joe DiMaggio's Joker. At one point, Joker meets Jason Todd again and Batman, and he's just like, oh my god, a family reunion, let's take a picture. First me, then me with the crowbar, then you with the crowbar.
Yep. That is a good read. That is a really good read. All right, number 3 on my list. Whoa.
Whoa, Reggie, why would
Technical difficulties.
Oh, now technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, right.
Suspicious.
Only on mine for the thing.
Right.
To me, another one of the greatest villains in the Marvel universe is more of the X-Men universe, and I'm so looking forward to if they are going to include him in the live action stuff. Because I mean, we're not getting him in the the Marvel 97, X-Men 97 series and stuff. Apocalypse. And if anybody knows who Apocalypse is, he is the first mutant, and basically created some of the other mutants of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse and everything. This is one of the best villains I think that the X-Men universe has ever come up with. I think this guy is just totally kick-ass. And unlike the Ivan Ooze version that we will not speak of, that I still love that Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger, made a meme of that and goes, "Hey, I think I fought this guy once," and that made me laugh hilariously.
I love how he gave his 4 horsemen makeovers before the apocalypse.
Yes,
makeovers and horses.
And we'll see that in the next X-Men 97 version. I really do feel that this guy will be somebody that Marvel is going to bring on once they're done with, Doom and stuff like that. So that's my goal, my hope that they'll do that for X-Men.
Yes.
My last one, the number one villain in my book.
Sir, that's not a villain. That's a monarch who cares for his people.
He was a villain first, so
yeah. Let's go that way.
Yeah,
he was a monarch. This is Dr. Doom. And if y'all don't know who Dr. Doom is, I mean, you should pay attention. Dr. Doom is a supervillain who technically is human, no real powers per se. He's not superhuman, nothing like that. But the man's intelligence level, his cunning, and what he has gone toe to toe with guys like Thanos and the Beyonder, and going against Galactus, and going against people with superpowers that are just otherworldly. Like, you can't beat this man. This man is just the pinnacle of a villain. And to the point where we're rehashing Iron Man and we're calling him Dr. Doom because we needed a super, actor to play this man right. And I really do think Robert Downey will.
Sorry, Bergie got cut off because he said something along the lines of super actor. I don't agree with that. Anyway.
Wow.
How many Oscars or Academy Awards do you have? Shut it. Then again, he is a super actor because he came back to the money. He was super smart. He wants more billions in his paycheck.
Listen, I'm not mad at it. I'm joking around, but Bergie, you're 100% right. He is a super actor, and he deserves every credit. The person he plays, Tony Stark, I hate on MCU. He's trash. That's all I wanted to say. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, but I think he played the MCU version of him pretty well, considering we knew what his background, his story was. And that's why I think with him playing Dr. Doom, I think he's going to do a great job of it in the movies. But I think Dr. Doom is that one ultimate villain that we didn't really get right. The first Fantastic movie, the guy didn't do too bad of a job with it. The second one was garbage. That version of it
should not exist.
No, trash. I did like the way they did the Thing in that movie, but overall the movie was trash. So I'm looking forward to them now introducing him. I want to see what type of armor they're going to give him. What are they doing for weapons? What are they going to give him for, like, that he's stolen off another supervillain or another superhuman or something like that? Right. I'm intrigued to see what they can do. But I think Dr. Doom is one of the villains in my mind in the comic books, is one of the greatest villains. Now my choice for the 80s greatest 80s villains, this harks back to me being 6 years old. That's why I chose this one. If Reggie could pull it up.
Pull it up, Reginald. Pull it up. Please.
I pull nothing up. I work for no man.
A girl has no name. Man, a lot of technical difficulties on Bergie's Riz. The hateration in this dancery is crazy.
Right? I'm just saying.
You know what, Reggie? You should give him a 5. Negative.
I'm not rating anybody. I'm not the host. I'm not judging you.
I said Bergie.
So who was your...
Well, we're trying to figure that out right now, but we have technical difficulties, even though I sent it in a text, message on Facebook, just like Mayhem.
Also, to my credit, if y'all send me stuff,
yo, you know what? No, Bergie brought up a good point. Ross Sun God has been secretly hating. I sent you the Scar pick and you didn't have it. Yo, use a hater. Go ahead, Bergie.
I sent the RoboCop.
You'll know when I'm a hater.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll know when I'm a hater.
Let's change the title to Reggie's Hate, okay?
Can we get the writers of the Transformer movie?
I don't hate the writers as much as I
80s villain.
I don't hate the writers as much as I hate Hasbro in general, because they basically want a new toy line. That's why they killed Optimus Prime. But this to me was one of the greatest villains as a 6-year-old when I saw it in the movie theater. He's what led to the cause of Optimus Prime's death, and basically, overtaking Cybertron as a kid growing up and everything like that. This to me was one of my favorite villains of all time of the 80s. And trust me, I had others I wanted to put up there, but I thought this guy was the one that met me as a 6-year-old, gave me a lot more heartache.
Fair enough.
So those are my picks for mine. I won't pull a Mayhem and say I gave myself a 9, but I will pull a Mayhem and say I gave myself a 9. I'm just saying. The way it goes is what happens when you're the host. You got to give yourself some love and everything.
I don't know why you guys don't want to be hosts anymore.
Yeah, right? No, I loved everybody, the different genres and different ways we all went with it for the, Rushmore of our villains. I think it was fantastic the way everyone picked everything. And I did like how we all had some similar stuff that we know each other so well that we did the Jokers. You guys picked the same characters, Mayhem and Cat did, with their villains and stuff like that, which I think are phenomenal villains in their own rights. I still have to watch No Country for Old Men. Overall, I give everyone's solid 9s across the board. I think you did all well. Then I have to take off some creativity on Mayhem because you stole Cat's ideas. So
how did I steal when I gave it in first?
We'll go Nate. Just quiet. Just it's the host.
The host is talking, sir.
I give it an 8 on Mayhem. Everyone else gets a 9. Just saying. A little love. Mayhem, take us out with what you like to do every week on the show. I know you have your little segment.
All right, everybody.
Stay true to it.
It is one positive thing about last week. I'll probably change the name of it. One of the positive things that I did this coming week, first of all, I was on vacation. I went back to work. And although my station that I work at was kind of in a rush and mess and all this other stuff, I was able to kind of whip it back into shape. I work at a station that's not too far from a school, and the kids know me, and they know that they can't hang out here. So I had to put that fire to that butt. I got my daughter here. She's sleeping, so that's why I'm talking a little bit more reckless than usual. I got her some great stuff to enjoy, like a new table and whatnot. And if I could be so bold, the nerd in me, the nerd geek, got a new tablet on the way. Oh my God. I bought myself the Samsung S Tablet 10, the Ultra. And I just to kind of give you a really quick thing, because I don't want to take too much of anybody's time. I have here the mini iPad 2. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
The mini iPad 2, which came out from between 2013 and 2017, I believe. I think I got this in 2015. I had another Android tablet since 2018. I think it was time for an upgrade. None of these things are supported anymore, except maybe the Android one, and that's a stretch. So I had some really great things. I had a really great process. I really got to impact certain people. And of course, I'm here with you guys. So that was my one 5 million things that I did for this week.
One good thing turns into 10. Katarina, what was one good thing that happened for you this past week?
It's hard for me to say one good thing. So I'm going to roll it into like a really great weekend. So
yeah.
Saturday, I got to spend the day with my daughter and my boyfriend, which was an amazing
chef's kiss
kind of a day. And then on Sunday, my very best friend came over with her daughters, who her middle daughter is best friends with my daughter. So we all got like a whole bunch of bestie time in on Sunday. And I also acquired these two beauties.
Some absolutes.
Ooh, nice.
I got the first absolute Wonder Woman. I wanted this cover because it was just look at that.
Yes.
Look at how beautiful that is.
Very nice.
And this one also just
Yeah, that is
Wonder Woman
amazing.
#12,
Oh,
an
that's a good
amazing
one.
cover. You may have seen me on taking them out of their forward bag, so I'm going to slip them right back in because I know that this is an absolute lethal way to handle these things. So just, you know, I'm very lucky to be surrounded by amazing people and with a steady job that allows me to pick up things like this that make me happy.
I like it. I like it. Reginald, what do you say, sir?
For me, it is the time I got to spend with my wife this morning, where we literally just laid in bed and ate cheese and crackers while watching anime.
Y'all are fancy. I love that for y'all.
Oh, it was
They
fancy.
ask what kind of crackers and what kind of cheese.
Ritz crackers, and one was a fancy goat cheese.
Ooh, I
And
love the goat cheese.
two of them were derivatives of Swiss. One was really, really good, like melt in your mouth, like just so good. And the other one was all right. But the goat's cheese and that super smooth, mellow, oh man, it was so good. So good.
I'm more of a Munster cheese.
Charcuterie board in bed.
Charcuterie.
Less charcuterie, more.
No. Virgie, please say it again. Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
That's not what you.
That's what I said. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry if I said it wrong.
No
it's
problem.
Okay. Sometimes words come out wrong.
Are difficult for me. I agree. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for making fun of me, Mayhem, and my speech impediment.
You don't have a speech impediment.
Then I didn't struggle with that in elementary school. Actually, I did have a speech impediment.
At least I didn't get a 3.
I had a very thick accent when I was.
I had the hardest time saying guitar and bureau. I couldn't say them, so I had to go to speech therapy for that for almost 2 years.
How often were you saying the word bureau?
I don't know, but for some strange reason, that was the words that they focused on. And I couldn't say them right, and I had to go to speech therapy for 2 years. Thanks, Mayhem. I always forgot about all that stuff.
Hey, no problem. I'm all about trauma. It's me.
So, Mayhem, what year were you born?
Quiet. We all know he's
young. Were you born, Mayhem? We were talking about the best 80s villains of all time.
My great thing that happened for the week for me was I picked up a new video game that I'm super excited about. I'm a Lego nut, and they came out Lego Horizon
Dawn. Yeah.
And I am super excited. Downfall is I've yet to play it yet because I got to finish Astrobot on the PlayStation 5.
I heard Astrobot is amazing.
Oh, Astrobot is so killer, and they have different planets where they did one where it was Uncharted. They had a planet of God of War. The God of War planet is amazing too. I love that. And I just finished Horizon Zero Dawn, their planet in there, and you unlock Aloy and everything like that. Great storyline. If anybody is thinking about picking up Astrobot for the PS5, do it. It is phenomenal. Absolutely love the game. That was pretty much for me is that, and I got a chance to relax on my vacation, unwind, chilled, went to dinner a couple of nights, took myself out. Had some me time. It was a great time. I loved it.
Treat yourself.
I treated myself, man. And by treating myself, I went to all you can eat pasta at Olive Garden.
Woo.
I'm telling you, that fettuccine Alfredo, woo, got me hot and bothered with those free breadsticks. We know it's delicious. I don't care.
I hear that.
All right. As my translator, Ra Sun God, feel free to take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we thank you for coming here to the 4-Letter Nerd. Thank you for joining us every week while we go over our topics and get.
I'm petty. Anyway.